we needed to go for a little walk, get some air, and so we decided to take a trip on the subway since it's running again to sort of celebrate New York coming back again. It's 9:07 right now, and there's like nobody here. Normally there would definitely be people here, but the subway doesn't go further than 34th Street right now. We're at 57th right here.
Yeah.
So you can't get that far, but we'll go as far as we can to see what's going on down there. So, a bit unusual this week. There's no fares. Nobody's paying over the gate. Everybody's going through the open. There's a door over there too. Door here. I've never been. I've been here for what? How long? We came here in '95. So about 17 years. 17 years in New York. I've never seen this.
With shuttle train to Grand Central.
What we're doing. So normally we're on the A train. That's the blue line here. Normally goes all the way out, like here, airport.
For a free shuttle bus service.
Right now we get off on here and we can go this far, and it ends here.
Take the shuttle.
That's what shows up on the.
At 42nd Street to Grand Central, and then take the street shuttle bus.
So,
Running along Lexington.
the shortest A train subway ride I've ever taken. We're at 34th Street. Now we're 34th Street, so the lights are on down here. And the thing is orange in honor of Food Day. I think New York Food Pantry or something like that. So that's why the Empire State Building is orange tonight. Up there. Then we're gonna walk down and see how bad it is. If it's, we get the feeling it's all blacked out, not too far south of here, but who knows anymore. We just need to see it. You need to kind of be in it to know what's going on. So that's just us. It looks like they kept their promise. I think yesterday they were promising pieces of Metro North and Long Island Railroad were going to be open today, Thursday. And that's the Long Island Railroad, so. But probably not too far though. Doesn't look like they're going out that far. It looks like we're at the sort of crossroads between light and no light right now. This side is definitely out. That's on. It's hard to tell because some buildings have generators, but this looks too dark for normal New York life here. Not right somehow. But let's keep going and see what happens down there. And just reminded me also that there is no walk sign, there's no crosswalk. I mean, no traffic lights working. So that kind of tells you where the electricity is off. So yeah, let's go. We had some friends down in, where are they? They're sort of just north of Chinatown. They actually managed to get a FedEx package on the 6th floor of their apartment building today. They have no electricity or anything, but FedEx actually delivered a box from, it looked like Amazon, up to the 6th floor. That's a thumbs up to FedEx though. You could almost order food or drive dry goods through Amazon and get FedEx to deliver it to you down here. But with no lights, they'd have to treat every intersection as a stop sign. It looks like that side of the street has some electricity.
Yeah.
But not the traffic lights have it. Now we got flares out. You can tell there's been flares over there for a while. All that junk on the thing. I think that's from the flares. Blackout.
Looks like the left side of the street has power and the right side doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Because it's pretty dark on the right side. Well, that building must have a generator because they have electricity on that one.
Yeah. There's a light truck there.
I don't know. Emergency services. I guess they need them down here. Emergency services. But it's really odd because this building has light on it. Not really at night.
And the intersection here is working.
Yeah. That's kind of odd.
So I think we're one of those boundary areas where it's kind of a patchwork.
Spotty service.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, it looks like McDonald's is blacked out. That's a blessing, of course, right here. But they're not. But then you look ahead, that's too dark for Manhattan. That's actually the Freedom Tower down there. And that has, of course, its own generator light. This is a construction site. But everything else is just too black. That doesn't look right. And this is all blacked out here, it looks like, but there's some lights up there.
Yeah.
We'll keep going and see what we see. I don't know what's up with that. Are they letting us go or what?
He's making him wait because the emergency vehicle. So we could go. We can go now.
That's what we're talking about. It'd be awful to have an emergency in a situation like this, you know. What if you're like 8.5 months pregnant, or let's say you're like overdue, and like you were due like 2 days ago, then what the hell are you gonna do? Every hotel in town is probably booked by now. That's just not really right somehow. Or disabled, stuck on the 23rd floor in a wheelchair, with no elevator access, no nothing, no food deliveries. If you don't have somebody coming to check on you, it's not good. Elderly people needing prescriptions refilled and all that sort of stuff. It gets ugly real fast. But it looks like by Saturday, all of Manhattan's going to have electricity.
Here's a closed subway station here.
Yeah, that's definitely out of commission.
Take a look.
What's going on down there?
Yeah, I can't even see down there, but it's a subway station. Right?
Let's see if we're ready for the come. First, that's perfectly pitch black.
Yep.
Imagine living that life for 2 days.
Yeah. It's like they
After 9/11, it was just the downtown area. Everything else was quote unquote fine, you know. But in this case, we didn't have the loss of life we had at that time, but the event has affected a lot more people in a more physical sense, you know. 9/11 was a very emotional reaction, but this is physically inconvenienced millions of people. Now that would normally be 24 hours for sure. That's a Rite Aid pharmacy over there.
Yeah.
That would definitely be open 24 hours.
Yep.
So, last night they quit running buses after 8 p.m. or something because it was too dangerous with all the, you know, darkness. So there was no bus service out of there last night, which is kind of crazy for emergencies.
Yeah.
You rely on the cops on the street corner to help you out. And whatever taxis you put down. But it's sort of eerily quiet compared to usual.
And here, this place has light now.
That's Israel. Yeah, well, they're probably on a generator.
Yeah.
Hospital. As opposed to NYU.
Yeah. Over here they have a generator running.
The Dunkin' Donuts, they'll probably be open too. This hour. They're not.
They could be.
Huh?
They could
They
be.
have lights on.
Yeah, they're open. Dallas Barbecue.
That's open. And it looks like we have this spotty service again.
No, that's a. Yeah, they got the generator out here.
That thing?
What?
Yeah, so that was like $18. And it dropped me off there.
So there's an Office of Emergency Management generator there, but that's just powering the lights, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah. So I wonder how they're getting their lights. But they're quite kind of low light though, because they don't have the windows lit up.
Yeah, you're right.
And they have candles on every table, but there's no. It looks like they're on a sort of a limited basis. There's another shuttered subway, and there's another shuttered subway over there. It's fairly dark down the street too. I mean, we're now on 23rd Street, which is one of the sort of main thoroughfares in
Oh,
Manhattan.
this is 23rd. I didn't even
23rd
notice.
Street, yeah.
Yeah, this is busy normally.
It's just pitch black down that way, and usually that's a pretty busy street. We're in Chelsea now. This is sort of the heart of Chelsea. Now the next is going to be 18th Street. That's the next big one. Of course, we have to keep in mind we got to be walking up that way when we get home. We can't take a train past 34th, so we have to calculate. Here's a kind of a weird juxtaposition. We have the Empire State Building over there, and we have the moon, not quite full, but that's fine. And then we have the generator, the Office of Emergency Management projector over here. We've got the guy directing traffic, and then various emergency vehicles and people on bicycles trying to make their way through Manhattan. And then just sort of pitch black, no lights in the intersection. And we got a generator running behind me too, which is attached to the subway somehow. So I wonder if they're pumping out or something like that.
Maybe.
Pretty unusual, highly unusual, highly unusual. I guess cell phones are important in this type of situation when you have no power. So T-Mobile is actually telling you where to go to get the nearest one. Because if you have a dead phone and you have no power, you wouldn't know. You can't even look it up. So things are very strange when you don't have any ability to get fresh information. You can't access anything on the internet. People could know what's going to happen to you tomorrow and you would have no clue yourself. That's what's so bizarre about a blackout like this. But yeah, let's move on. So people are running around with flashlights. We just saw a guy come by on a skateboard. And this looks like we have a hotel here. It's not such a gem right now. It's the Gem Hotel, but not right now. There's nobody staying in it. So people walk around with little flashlights. It's amazingly civil, and at least here. You know, there's other places that have had looting. But it's amazing also with, yesterday there was a lot of traffic down below our apartment. Today they enforced the 3-person carpool rule, so nobody could get across into Manhattan without having 3 people in the car. That helped a lot, but it's been pretty civil. There wasn't a lot of honking yesterday, even though it was basically a very slow-moving parking lot in Manhattan. That tends to happen when there's this stuff happening in the city. It's okay. Here's a pharmacy. Well, what is it? Would be a pharmacy. Aristides. It says New Care Pharmacy has full power, 25th Street and 9th Avenue. So for people that need prescriptions and stuff, I suppose, you know, it suddenly becomes a difficult thing to get. And initially there was nothing open. And right now there isn't much open. I mean, really, it's pretty shut down. This reminds me of like 4th of July or Thanksgiving, you know, that Memorial Day, that type of thing, and you still would have more shops open at those times. But that's when the city sort of gets into shutdown mode normally, but not like this, not at all like this. Here comes an entrepreneur wheeling his hot dog cart up the street. I'm sure a lot of people down here wouldn't mind a warm meal, a little takeout food, something most people eat every night. Here he is, cruising up the street there. That must be a very welcome sight for somebody who's stuck down in God knows where. In the darkness. Interesting one. So we got people sitting in here. I don't know, owner maybe. With the candle lights at the tables. There's no light in this restaurant. Here. It's all candles.
That's funny.
But it seems to be working, but it is closed. So they're sitting in there. That's kind of cute. I mean, you do what you have to do. But remember, we have a warm apartment to go back to. If you didn't, that'd be a little different. Because it's actually about 42 degrees out right now.
Yeah.
I'm wearing gloves. And for people that have no electricity, they have no steam, they have no heat, they have no nothing. Elevators run on electricity. In the taller buildings, all your toilets need power to run, so you don't have any flush, you can't flush your toilet. So unless you filled the tub with water or reserved enough for that purpose, imagine that too. It gets really interesting really fast. And of course no elevator from the 20th floor. That actually means one thing. Hike! I just saw these Halloween skeletons glued up in the window and I just got thinking, you know, this is like one of the perfect circumstances for Halloween, except nobody's really thinking of Halloween right now. But this would be like extremely wonderfully spooky to go trick-or-treating right here. But nobody really thought about Halloween in New York this year. Even the Halloween parade is postponed because that will be in the village and there's no electricity there either. So we're kind of standing in a median right now. Where are we at anyway?
17th.
17th Street. So traffic down, this is looking south right here. And then if we look north, you can see the lights are on up there, but it's kind of dark in the foreground, and then the lights come on once we get to 34th Street, about 18 blocks up, 17 blocks up. So yeah, interesting stuff. Certainly a different place though. This is odd. I'm glad we went down here because it really gives you a sense of what's going on. Imagine having to find your way up through the stairwell in this building. You know, like dark stairwells with flashlights, and get into your apartment, there's no light. You can't flush your toilet. You can use the gas stove if you have one of those. So you don't want an electric stove. Make sure you have gas stove and electric otherwise, because then at least you can use your gas stove when the electrics are out. But, yeah. I can actually smell
Hell's Kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's your name?
Chris.
Chris. We just met Chris. He almost stumbled because it was so dark you couldn't see anything. And I just wanted him to explain how he lives right now. He's talking about charging his phone like at...
Yeah, I live on 16th and I don't get phone service until I walk to 17th on 7th Avenue, and then I charge my phone at 27th and 7th Avenue at the ATM. They have plugged power strips sitting out in the booth, and there's 20 people in there. I go like twice a day, and then I go to McDonald's for the internet on 34th at Port Authority.
How about living and eating, and what do you deal with
We
it?
have no hot water or
No hot
power
water.
or anything, so
Wow.
I haven't done any. I cooked the first day because I had gas, but all the food's rotten now, so
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
And you
Wow.
can't really buy anything down here, so you have to go
No,
to...
I go up to
I hear Whole
Trent
Foods is open now, actually. I heard today.
Really?
Yes, they
I
have a
just walked
generator.
by.
They have a generator at 14th at Union Square.
down there.
That one's open, yeah.
Okay.
And then Uptown, of course. But yeah, those are open. Chelsea's not open yet, but I think that's the next one because they've got a generator on Tribeca and Union Square. See, you
Okay.
get no information when you have no
Yeah.
electricity. It's ridiculous.
But I used to have to walk to 28th for just the phone service. So even
Yeah.
the phone
Oh,
service
God.
is made it 10 blocks
17th.
down, but one block from my house. I still don't get it in my
goodness.
apartment. Half a block because it works there and it doesn't work here.
So what do you eat? You eat up that way whenever you
Yeah,
find
just
something?
up in around Penn Station. Yeah.
Oh,
I
right.
had food for a while, and now it's
Right.
Thursday, so Thursday night.
Yeah. Well, thanks for talking.
thanks, yeah.
We wish you the best. I know for sure Saturday there's going to be power in all of Manhattan. That's what they say.
No
They
way.
promise.
By Saturday,
Really?
they
Oh,
promise.
'cause
You didn't see?
yesterday
this
I
is
heard
so amazing.
Monday.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any news because I can't even
Yeah.
download Facebook or anything when I'm at McDonald's because there's like 100 people on one Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's what
So
they're
I can't
claiming.
even download news, so I don't know.
Well,
Okay.
that's what's going on. There's
Oh, good to know.
that was Cuomo that made that statement, so that should be you know.
That's pretty
yeah.
high up statement. Yeah,
And the
because
subway-
yesterday they were saying not till after the weekend. They were saying Monday.
No, they're saying now the Manhattan for Saturday, and then they're going to start. You know, I mean, they're talking about the end of November for some of the folks further out, you know. But Manhattan should be Saturday, and
Oh, wow.
again, Whole
great.
Foods is on at 14th Union Square, and the subways are running from 34.
All I want to
up.
know is when the cell tower that got blown over for my neighborhood.
Yeah,
That's
that
all
would
of
be nice.
downtown, really, all the way down.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is so bad.
Even Lower East Side, they don't have cell phone.
And you
Must
know
have
the
been a big
subways are running
tower.
now, right?
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah,
Limited.
from 34 and up.
Pretty forward for
And,
now.
yeah, and so if you need to go to
that's good
Brooklyn,
to
you
know.
take a bus across or take a shuttle across.
Oh,
and
I
there's
didn't know
a
that.
free bus going down across the bridge, and then there's some trains running in Brooklyn. So,
Okay.
Well, thanks.
so that's the news we can share with you.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
sleep well. It's certainly dark enough.
I'm not tired. I lost this big bottle of beer in that fall.
Oh, no.
I was going to hit my legs before the beer. Keep the hands up.
So that was Chris there reporting from Midtown, I suppose we could say. Actually, from Chelsea. What am I saying? He's on 16th, so he lives down here, around the corner. And he was very happy to hear that power would be on by Saturday instead of Monday. That was good news. But see, he got no information. Suddenly you're like cut off from society. It's unreal. Anyway, we're gonna go down, turn around pretty soon, and then come back up. So. Okay, we don't have a whole lot of video, but we just came upon this facade of the building that came off in the storm. See all this shit here? Barricades around everything, and then there's basically 4 holes up there, and that's right into the apartment. So, yeah, nothing like it. Another signature of Sandy. Just want to mention, I mean, this is 14th Street. This is usually a very, very busy, one of those two-way streets. Yeah, there's no business going on. I mean, the loss of revenue is phenomenal. It's just unbelievable how much money is lost from this, going on day after day after day. On we go. Broadway and up Times Square area. Lights are on. Stand clear, automatic sliding door. Pull. The door isn't working. But they're there. The doorman is there with a headlamp or whatever he's got going. We've got some newspapers down here.
With camp
People sitting
lanterns.
in the lobby. And, yeah. Nothing quite like camping in the city. That's what it is. Camping in the city. We just had our second guy in a skateboard shoot by. That's another mode of transportation. Before that, we saw a guy with a suitcase and a skateboard. I wonder how he does both, but maybe he's learned that in the last 2 days. Liz, what's your name?
Liz.
Liz. We just ran into Liz. She's out walking the dog. We were just wondering how it feels to be out doing this.
Yeah, no.
You live in here.
Yeah, and this one we're on the 10th floor. So
10th floor.
We have to keep walking him up and down.
Walking the dog 10 flights up and down. And yourself, I suppose.
Yep, and ourselves. Yep.
What do you have?
So-
No toilet? No. What do you have?
Yeah, no toilet, no running water, no electricity. So, yeah, my boyfriend's been able to go to work in Midtown, but my office is at Union Square, so
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
I've been able to.
How about gas? You can cook food or what?
Yeah, we have a gas stove, so
But
that's.
the food is rotten at this point, I
But
guess,
yeah,
right? So yeah, so
food.
right. So you get information about what's going on?
Hardly. I picked up a newspaper today.
Okay. We just talked to a guy over on 8th. He didn't know that power was supposed to be on down here by Saturday.
Yeah, I heard that.
And the trains are running from 34th and north.
Yeah.
And what else? On
Everything.
Union Square, the Whole Foods is on in Union Square.
Oh, okay,
The
good.
generator and the Tribeca. So those 2 locations are open
Yeah.
until like 8 p.m. So there's some place to get something to eat. And I guess you guys are lucky you have these
Yeah,
guys.
we've got a couple places around here, but it's hard to see the lights at Times Square.
I know, right? Crazy.
It's so dark.
We're like up at Hell's Kitchen, so
Yeah,
we had to walk down and check this out.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh?
It's a little like after 9/11, but that was just downtown, you know. It wasn't like half the city that was messed up.
But
This is everybody getting affected by it, so.
yeah, well, hopefully that
Saturday.
medicine is.
High five on
Get it done.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, that's it. Saturday,
Okay.
hang tight.
All
entrepreneur over here with a generator, which is nice. There seems to be a pizza place over there with some lights on, so they must have a generator set up too. So they scored. They're on the right block. Occasionally you see like a little candle in the window, like over there. There's nothing much except the little candles in the window. We saw one before. But other than that, it's like that whole building, there's nothing to be seen. I mean, it's pitch black. You can imagine going into the hallways there, like 10 flights up in the darkness, you know? That's like, as I said, it's the perfect conditions for Halloween, except nobody's thinking of Halloween right now. So here we are standing by one of the Con Edison substations, the power company in New York.
They have
This is
lights?
not the one that blew up. That was on, I think, 14th Street, right?
Yeah, it's a much bigger place.
So, but this, of course, can't do anything until the bigger one gets fixed, because then it'll bring everything down again, I guess. So, anyway, but we just came upon this thing and not doing anything right now.
But they have lights out front.
That they do. That they do. For some reason. Restaurant over there. All candle lights inside. It looks snug and cozy like the good old days before electricity. But apparently they found a way to service customers. Probably a bar, because that's all hard liquor and stuff in bottles. So warm beer, anyone? Want a warm beer? A warm Chardonnay? You know, whiskey on no rocks. We've been there. We had a blackout in New York City in the summer a few years ago. And it did take the city down for several hours, but enough that we slept in New Jersey one night, driving through the Lincoln Tunnel, and boom, lights on in half the tunnel. It was amazing. That was in July with ACs and all that. It was quite hot, but right now it's quite cold. It could be a problem for some people. It's 40 degrees right now. So that's not so good, but of course it could be November and worse. So actually it is November. It's November 1st today. So it looks like a steam pipe problem there too, so something's going on over there. That's kind of funny, because I thought steam was off.
No, just on 57th Street.
Huh?
Just below the crane.
Oh, okay. But steam was off. Steam was off south of 42nd until at some point, because it looks like the steam is on now.
Yep, that's a good
Steam
sign.
coming out here, steam there, so
Yeah.
maybe they're having heat again now.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be good. So somewhere in the city there's steam. I don't know if it's all the way down or not, because I know last I saw it was off from 42nd Street and south. There was no steam heat and no electricity and nothing. But if they had steam here, that means somebody probably has heat in the buildings at least. I would imagine, unless boilers
Hopefully.
require electricity to run.
unless they require electricity to control things.
Boilers might need electricity to control the, electronic aspect. So,
But theoretically,
otherwise we consider this a dress rehearsal for Saturday. Somebody is doing something up there. Somebody has something. Maybe some hot water.
who
Maybe
knows?
enough to run an aspect of the building function. A hot shower would be really sweet, I'm sure a lot of people dream of that. And it's just so amazing to be down here because you feel so cut off from civilization. It's like looking up to Times Square. You feel like you're walking towards civilization. You feel like you're out in the countryside with this thing on the horizon that seems to be further away than it is a ways away, actually. And imagine that guy Chris, having to walk 10 blocks just to check your voicemail. He had no cell connection until very recently. He had to go 10 blocks just to check this. Oh, here's it. Looky, so that snapped off, huh? Show the light on it, you have a flashlight. Well, that would have been quite the sight to see that coming out. Just a little more excitement along the way here. It's been quite the adventure walking down here tonight, for sure.
So we're getting closer to light here.
It's starting to feel like civilization is approaching. I can imagine what it's like to live down here like 24/7. I mean, daytime is one thing, you know, but nighttime is a whole different world.
Yeah, look here. This building and that building.
Yeah, that's Whole Foods here in Chelsea, and then across from that you have an apartment building with lights on. So it's literally right here. It starts to cut off. So what are we at now? Can't even see the
25th.
street signs. 25?
Yeah, 25.
Okay.
And then
If anybody needs the subway, it's still 9 blocks north, my friend.
Yeah.
9 blocks north. You can't even step in someplace to use the bathroom. I mean, there's nothing open. You really got to plan your trips out. And if you're having to hike down 10, 15 flights, you might want to do a few errands while you're down. So, you know, you really do have to do a little planning. Plus, if you have to walk a dog on top of it,
yeah,
it gets interesting.
you know,
And you might even have to like go to work also on top
Yeah.
of that, but at least that would be a blessing because then you could like live a normal life during those hours. I think I'd be putting in a lot of overtime if I were in that situation. Just go home and sleep basically.
yeah. You know, something that strikes me here, I gotta say, is how bright the city is at night. Actually,
This is normal.
this
right
is
here.
normal, and it feels like blazing daylight right now.
Yeah, and this is normal. Times Square we haven't even been to. That's 10 times brighter than this. It looks like some people here are on their computers here at Baskin-Robbins, probably trying to get online. These guys they sell ice and candles.
Wow.
That's something people usually don't care about, but right now they do. This has got to look like heaven. I mean, like a cold drink, a warm drink, anything really. And usually you just walk past these places like it's just, there's one on every corner, so you don't even notice them. But right now, I'm sure it's awesome. There's another guy. I think he's eating pizza, charging his phone, and on his computer. And if you look down, like, that's sort of more normal for an evening, like side street in Manhattan. Not a real busy one, but it's kind of normal the way it looks. You can at least see halfway down the block.
I'll sing it off.
I just happened to notice there's actually light on at the subway. That's a new one.
Yeah.
We're only at 28th Street and there's light on at the subway. The subway isn't running, but the light is on. There's another one. Of course, there's no water in these. These are just at the mercy of what went on downtown. So these will probably open, as soon as Saturday. When the electricity comes back on, then MTA will probably have what they need to start the trains running further south. Although downtown is still going to be out of commission for a little while, it sounds like. Because, South Ferry and Whitehall stations, they had water up to the ceiling from what we heard and saw. So that's a lot of pumping action there. That was a brand new station there at South Ferry, right? Yeah. Oh. Shit happens. So here we are at, where are we exactly? For 31st Street and 8th Avenue. So New Jersey Transit, nothing running. And then you have Madison Square Garden with Penn Station. You got those 3 trains on the Long Island Railroad. That's it. And then the subway station is going to be accessible here from 34th Street. So, baby steps, baby steps. Now we're heading back one block we're going to be at 34th Street, which we could take a little video and compare to what we saw down there on like 23rd and 14th Street, which would normally look kind of similar. It's amazing what happens when the lights go out. So we'll go up here to 34th Street, just look down the avenue, look down the side street, and just kind of compare with what it looked like further south on the main cross street. Looks pretty bustling to me. And there, of course, is the subway at 34th Street, heading north now. For up to 108th, I think. So once you get on here, you can go quite a ways. You just can't go south. And that's where most people need to go. Here's 34th Street, so that's more normal. That's what 14th Street would have looked like if it was lit up. It's amazing what different light can make. New York Bagel Company. At least, well, you can't necessarily toast your bagel, but at least the bagel with cream cheese makes you feel a little bit at home, I guess, for those folks that are down there. I still feel sorry for them. I can't get over it. Looks like it's going to be Christmas. It's here. Macy's, main floor, TV wall, Southwest. Christmas is coming. Whether we have Sandy's and Blackouts or any other issues, Christmas is coming. Here's Macy's. Pretty good of them to actually put a service alert up on this board here. The Times Square station's a major station in the city. Probably aside from West 4th, it's probably the biggest station in the city. Here's all the stuff running, so people know what they can and can't do. It's definitely not looking normal. But something is running. Like until today, nothing was running, right? So that's a start. And there's still free fare through November 2nd. And I think also the 3rd. I heard there was free fare through the weekend, but I might be wrong. I don't know. So here we are in Times Square. Look up. What can I say but let there be light? What a contrast. We'll walk up to Times Square and finish off with the brightest lights in the city, day or night. How many people would love just one light bulb in their apartment right now? Just one single one. One single light bulb. Just one. This could accommodate how many people in how many apartments, just sharing one bulb per apartment. But up here, it's just shining bright. It's the subway street. Subway station. Here's Sandy News up here. Lots of lights. All around. Completely lit up everywhere. The light goes on as usual. Your cell phone works, your food is hot, your toilet flushes, you know. You can contact people at work to decide if you're going to go to work or not, coordinate. You don't have to walk 10 blocks to find out if you're going to have to work or not. I mean, I think it's amazing how you get so cut off from news, some just basic news everybody knows about. Once you don't have access, you get so cut off so fast. It's unbelievable. There you are. It's like traveling to an island where there's no connection. I mean, you come back and you know, your house could have burned down, you wouldn't not have a clue. That kind of thing. Here we are at the NYPD station in Times. almost done. We have to show you that. So here we are at sort of the heart of Times Square. Walkway in the middle, no traffic, you know, it's a nice pedestrian zone, and it has a little billboard everybody sees on TV, so we have to show you that.